Hiya, welcome to this week's video. This week I had a bit slight change of plans because I was going to do an Aragon tank upgrade, but I've decided, as in the UK it is getting hotter, a video on how to keep your guinea pigs cool, because they are susceptible to heat due to their fur coat. They do actually prefer a slightly cooler room. Sorry, let's give him something to eat. Here you go. On this. They actually prefer a slightly cooler climate because of their fur coats. I want to go over a few things about what you can do to help your guinea pigs with heat exhaustion, heat strokes, and preventing all this. I am joined by Simba. I may have to put him back if he gets too fidgety, but I figured he needs an nail trim anyway because I've had to buy nail clippers for him rather than using the ones I was using, because these nails are slightly larger than the girls. So, first things first, and this is what I use, is I have a ice wall. I got this from Steph's Piggy Paradise. In fact, what I might do, I bought this from Steph's Piggy Paradise. It is a ice wall that she sells. I'll link her shop down below. I'm sure with it being warmer she will have some in stock again soon. It's just a ice pack, and then covered in this fleece that she made for me in this pattern. She does this multiple different patterns. I just like the idea of the ladybirds. I stick this in the freezer overnight because it's generally cooler in this room overnight, and then I put it in there somewhere, and you can use it under a hidey if your guinea pigs are reluctant to lay on it. My guys love laying on it if it's too hot. Hi Simba. My guys like laying on it if it's too hot, and just sort of chill out on it during the hottest part of the day. If you can't get a hold of a ice wall like I've got, one of these bottles, fill it with water. I'd say fill it up 3/4 of the way full, pop it in the freezer overnight, and then you can, sorry he's just fidgeting around, you can then use it for keeping them cool. Just make sure you put something over them, like you would with the ice wall. Don't need to use a bottle this size, just a small, I think they're 500ml bottles. I've got 2 of those as well. The only thing I will say is make sure you cover them, because the ice and the coldness could make the guinea pig's fur stick to the bottle, so then obviously that beholds a whole load of other problems. Water bottles also, making sure that they are filled up every day, because obviously being hot they are more likely to drink more, but also making sure that you refill them twice a day, 3 times a day depending on how hot it is, because obviously being stuck in a hot room like they are here with a Bitly they are in with the 2 lizards, because I've got nowhere else for the guinea pigs to go where I can give them as much space as they've got. It gets hot in here, so I make sure I fill them up, bottles up at least twice a day, before I go work and after I go work. My partner's more than willing to fill them up if I asked him to, but just to make sure it's cold water or cool water. I don't know about you, but there's nothing worse than drinking out of a bottle of water that's warm. I wouldn't like it, and I certainly wouldn't like these guys to do it. So just making sure you fill it up, and limiting fleecy items. Now I do have Austin's pig room tunnel, but that's quite an open fleece. I do have a more enclosed fleece that obviously will keep them warmer, but limiting the amount of fleecy items that you've got. Obviously I do have a couple, but I've also got that big wooden hide, because fleece obviously holds heat, and you don't want them to be chilling in these fleecy places and then overheat. So just limit the fleece, or like what I've got with the pig room one, which I'll limit. I think he's now got a shop, so I will link something down below, either his Etsy or his shop, because I think he was opening a shop. Yeah, that way it's more airflow, whereas otherwise the cozy ones that I've got, and just making sure that the airflow's there. Another thing you can do to help keep the room cool during the day is actually prepare at night time. So making sure your windows are open and your curtains are open. I've got the window open at the minute anyway because it started to cool down here. Allowing that cool breeze to come in over night time, and then when you get up, actually close the window and close the blinds. or curtains, because then that traps more cool air into here, allowing the room to stay cooler for a longer period of time. Sorry. Which allows the room to cool down during the night time, and then it will have a longer period of time of it being cool during the day, because the window is shut, not blasting that hot air in, and the curtains are shut, so if you've got the sun coming at any point of the day, it's not warming the room up, it's essentially bouncing off of the either the blind or the curtain or whatever you were using. Sorry, Amazon packing gym paper is the best thing ever. I highly recommend, if you get any of the brown paper, to give it to them. And the last thing is a fan. Obviously don't blast it directly at the cage, because they could have the adverse effect, and they could either get chilly or they could just not really enjoy it, and they could end up getting really stressed out from it. But having a fan to help circulate the room and to cool down the room in general will be a big help, because obviously it's then putting cool air into the room again. We have a dehumidifier plus air purifier, which is pushing out cold air, and the one that we have is big enough to do our entire flat, so when it is on, you do notice a difference with it being a bit cooler in here. So it is cooler in here, and it just means that they are happier. Obviously guinea pigs do actually prefer a slightly cooler climate due to the fact that they are obviously furred, so that they have the insulation to keep them warm, and they can suffer really quickly through heat exhaustion and through heat strokes, and it's obviously not pleasant, it's not nice for them, it's not nice for you, it's a health concern, and unfortunately in some cases it can lead to them dying. So please be aware of the temperatures, and making sure that you do some of these tricks to help keep them cool, and offer things that will help them cool down, like the water bottle and the ice walls and ice water bottles, as long as you're covering them up over so they don't get stuck. I am going to leave this video here. If anyone has any suggestions from my subscribers about any other ways you can help keep them cool, feel free to pop a comment down below with your suggestions, and I can implement them into my guinea pigs' lives as well. On that note, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!